Our guest today is Rediet Tsigebirehan, CEO of Arif Pay. Welcome, Rediet.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Now, we're going to talk about a very interesting topic today, which is fintech and its dramatic evolution globally in the last several years or so. So, based on your experience, how do you see this growth and what are the main trends that drive this growth?
Well, the first is accessibility and ease of doing payments, right? So when we talk about the old cash era, right, doing transactions and payments, it's really very difficult. So imagine you are traveling from, let's say, States to Ethiopia, right? And you only have cash in your hand. So here in Ethiopia, we don't accept that much cash. So in that case, doing transactions for those persons will be going to be very difficult. Not just only that, people living here in Ethiopia as well, doing transactions with the old way of cash, it's very difficult.
Right.
So right now, how the fintech is changing the world, right? So overall payment is becoming very simple.
Right.
It's just a matter of tapping your phone or tapping your card or taking your phone in, scanning some QR, right? So this will make payment very easy, right? And for the merchants globally, they will more focus on their core business rather than worrying about transactions, right? So this by itself has pushed the fintech world or the transactions, and mainly the merchants are the ones that are pushing this, because at the end of the day, they are the ones who are getting benefit, right? So I see that this revolution, especially it's coming here to Ethiopia. And in Ethiopia, we have more than 13 banks. We have more than 7 mobile money operators. And for a merchant to be able to accept from all of them, it's become pain, because I'm a customer of one bank, you are a customer of another bank. In order to accept payment from you, I need to have an account with your bank.
Right.
And imagine the merchants now managing 30 bank accounts.
Right.
That's not their job. Their job is to sell their services and goods. Right. So this is where fintech players like Arif Pay comes in, right? So we make payments simple for the merchants, payment acceptance simple for the merchants. The merchants, they don't have to worry about what their customer will bring. Let them bring card, let them bring wallet, let them come up with any means of payments. Arif Pay is there on their behalf to make sure whatever customers that they have is accepted.
Absolutely. Now, the African region has been growing exponentially, and we've seen growth across all sectors, literally, in the last several years or so. So how do you view the Africa region in terms of fintech growth, and what are the unique opportunities and challenges that this region holds?
So that's a tough question. But the beauty of it is Africa is a young generation, and youngsters are close to technology. They play and live with it, literally, right? They are more on their phone than me and you, like having a face-to-face connections, right? So that has laid the foundation for digital acceptance to be easy, right? Now people are tech literate. I mean, they know what they are doing. So the next thing is payments, right? Which comes easy for them because now they are already accustomed to it. So for Africa, the only thing that we need to work on are two things. One is creating awareness and teaching the general population on how online payments are set, how they can get benefited more out of it, right? And how, I mean, it's easy to do payments, right? So rather than taking out a cash, counting it and paying it, you can just tap and pay, right? So this will be uneasy for the younger generation and for the overall African, and especially for the Ethiopian market. The one thing that we need to do, I believe, is, letting them know that, payments platforms like Arif Pay, because people only trust banks or telecom operators. When it comes to fintechs, I mean, there's that buzz, right? So creating an awareness that fintechs or digital players in the market are there to make your life easy and they are secure, right? So that's something that we need help from the government or our partners, making sure merchants and end users know that paying through fintechs or other payment aggregators is safe.
Absolutely. Now let's come to Arif Pay's role in the region. How exactly have you grown in the region, and what is the kind of work that you do in this region?
That's a good question. So Arif Pay is the first fintech company here in Ethiopia. We paved the way for others into the market, right? So starting from the regulation perspective, entering into the market, talking to the banks, the telecoms, creating awareness for the general population. RFP did all this so that the second wave of startup companies coming in, they have it easy for them, all right? So, but as first entry, I mean, we have our own advantage, which is the trust and also brand visibility that we have. But RFP is more known for its innovative solutions. So let's take POS, our first product. In Ethiopia, we have 32 banks, right? All of them have their own POS.
Right.
So when you go to a merchant, you will find 10 POS
Right.
each bank. So now you have a card, so you are confused on which card to POS to use to pay. So Arif Pay came in, we consolidated all this, not just all this, with one device. Arif Pay enabled the merchant to accept card, QR, wallets, cash,
Good.
right? And the other challenge that Arif Pay solved for the merchants is we're changing that device into physical cash registers. So in Ethiopia, I mean, issuing receipt is a must across everywhere, right? But at the same time, you have a digital platform here. So now the merchant is forced to operate two different things.
Right.
That's another complexity which the merchant don't need to have. So Arif Pay come up and created a post platform for them where they can do payments easily. Not just only that, the next wave. So maybe just step one bit, right? Let's talk about commerce. Commerce, there are two things. I can physically go to a shop
Right.
and I can buy things, right? So for example, you like shoe, you have to take it, you have to put it on and try it, right? So that's the physical experience. From that perspective, the merchant needs to be enabled to accept in-person payments, right? That's where our post shines more.
Right.
If the customer is there, whatever kinds of payment modalities that they will bring in, whether QR or everything, not that covered. The other modality is the online part. So which means our merchants need to have an e-commerce platform out there for them to show their products to the customers. And the problem here in Ethiopia, our merchants are not tech savvy. So even if Arif Pay provides the online payment gateway for them, still they are in need of the e-commerce product. So what we did is we embedded the e-commerce and the payment gateway into one platform so that the merchants, they don't have to hassle when it comes to technology. So that's the second product that we have, which is helping the merchants. But we didn't stop there. I mean, as a merchant, I talk about passion when it comes to payments. As a merchant, you have two goals. One, to sell what you have.
Right.
Two, to grow,
Right.
to grow your business. Okay, for your selling products, we have provided you all this platform, e-commerce, imports and payments, everything.
Right.
You are secure. But how do you grow your business? As any merchant, you need to have, of course, money, right? Otherwise, without money, the business can't grow. So how do we do that? So recently, we partnered / acquired our own microfinance in order to assist the merchants better. So by seeing the number of transactions that they are doing with us, what we did is we started giving them loans. So now the merchants, they don't have to worry. Arif Pay is there to support them. Day-to-day managing their operation.
Right.
If they are running out of cash, we are there to provide them the credit that they need. So all in all, what Arif Pay is doing, among other products that we have, remittance, and also we have the merchants app, the soft post that we have, we are creating an ecosystem for the merchants where doing transactions and doing business should be easy. You deal with the regulations, with the taxes and everything. But when it comes to running your business, we are there. I mean, from operating, automating your operations, because we provide back office services as well, like inventory platform, finance, sales, all this are provided free for the merchant so that there is a digital adoption.
Right. It's amazing to see how much Arif Pay is doing and how it's growing with the evolving landscape of the country itself or the region itself. It's exciting times ahead, I think, for Arif Pay. So, in that context, I wanted to ask you, what is Arif Pay's plans, or what are your plans for the region going forward?
So we are now in the last stage of acquiring our own payment switch. So in Ethiopia, we only have one national switch, right? And also there is another PSS.
Yeah.
But all this, just to give you numbers, in Ethiopia, we have 32 banks, 65 microfinance, 2,000 plus SACCOs.
Right.
So this financial inclusion doesn't include the microfinance and the SACCO. So someone needs to come up with the innovative products to include everyone that is around this. So what Arif Pay's vision for the coming years is, as I mentioned earlier, to build the ecosystem, full ecosystem, where payments can be as simple as tapping or scanning and, using your card. And to do that, we need to have partners that need to work with us. As they say, if you want to go far, right, work with someone, right? So from that as a perspective, what we are doing or the way we envision our businesses, partnering up with you guys, for example, for this event and for the other upcoming events with partners, banks, merchants. And by doing that, we'll scale our business. So Ethiopia, with 130 million plus population, is going to be a big, how do I say it? A big economy. It's a very big economy, right? So once we have a solid footprint, a tested out platform, products, we know the ins and outs of the system, the whole ecosystem, then the next thing is going to be pick and shift, right? So you pick the product from here and you shift it, for example, to our neighboring East African countries and you place it there. So the only thing that you need to worry is about the regulations that are specific in that country, not about the product itself, right? So for Arif Pay, within the coming 5 years until 2030, we have a plan to expand to at least 2 African countries, neighboring countries. So that's our plan. And in the long run, in the long term, we envision Arif Pay as one of the fintech or one of the financial leaders in East Africa.
It's great to see the growth trajectory of Arif Pay, and the fintech landscape in the region and even globally is headed for very exciting, very dynamic times. Thank you so much for all the insights and for talking to us.